Veteran Salute is sponsored by the Devon James Injury Lawyers.
A Hutchinson native says he's thankful the country treats military retirees so well. As Gwen Bevel and photojournalist Nick Kiefer show us, Don Bigger is proud to have served.
Don Bigger says his uncles were in the Navy, so the branch seemed like a good fit to him. It must have been because he retired as a senior chief petty officer more than 2 decades later.
In '68, my draft number was number 3.
That's why Don Bigger signed up to be a sailor. He says there were many perks once you survived boot camp.
The Navy offered me welding school and some other schooling.
Bigger was sent to Vietnam, where he was aboard the USS Page County.
We'd have upkeep periods where we'd, make alterations, or we'd just every day. There's a lot of repair on a ship.
He says that made for some serious hours.
Sometimes there's 32-hour days. There's a lot of things that can go wrong.
He says that was especially the case during his time on the USS Iwo Jima.
We carried 1,200 Marines, and with 1,200 Marines, they break a lot of stuff.
He says the ship was a large helicopter carrier.
The Marines would come aboard in Guam or Okinawa, and then they'd operate off of our ship as a platform.
Bigger says throughout his career he also spent time training sailors.
Firefighting instruction, and we did damage control. Went on board ships and did training.
He says the most memorable from his service was years after Vietnam, when they were in the South China Sea aboard the USS White Plains.
We would pick up refugees, Vietnamese refugees, and some sad stories there.
He says they were able to get them safely to Guam. Bigger was also part of another pickup mission.
We got that for picking up Apollo 13 on the USS Iwo Jima.
They were the recovery ship for the spacecraft. Bigger says the Navy gave him so many opportunities as he saw so many countries and commands.
Navy Achievement Medal.
For his achievements and his service during Vietnam, Bigger went on the Kansas Honor Flight to Washington, D.C. Now he's really looking forward to volunteering and becoming a flight leader.
We have the opportunity to get him to D.C., get him a good homecoming, and to me it's real rewarding. I really like that job. It's a good full-time job.
Spoken like a true retiree, Bigger served 24 in the Navy and said he'd climb back on a boat today in a heartbeat.
If they said I could get underway tomorrow, I'd probably pack my bag.
I asked Bigger if he used any of his skills like welding and so forth once he got out of the Navy. He smiled and said he always had a little shop out in the backyard, but after his service, he says he always got to work on fun things. Here for you, Gwen Bevel, KSN News 3.
The Devon James Injury Lawyers here, and I have the pleasure of introducing our Veteran of the Week, and that is Senior Chief Structural Welder Don Bigger, who spent his entire career serving our country. On behalf of all of Kansas, thank you for your service.
Thank you, and thank you for recognizing our veterans, and thank you for recognizing me.
Veteran Salute is sponsored by the Devon James Injury Lawyers.